Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass continue to ruin Los Angeles, and through that, California in general. Gavin Newsom is also stepping in and claiming religious rights in San Francisco to protect illegals. Welcome to Doug in Exile. Shout out to the Quad Club. If you watch all 4 videos all day, all the way through, I thank you. Of course, leave a comment below just to tell me that you're there. Here we go. Here's Karen Bass encouraging people to protect illegal aliens illegally.
I'm sure many people saw Camarillo yesterday and what broke out there. We saw MacArthur Park earlier this week, which I think now, after all assessments, it is viewed as just a display of force, just to put the city in its place, to say we are the federal government, we can roll out troops whenever we choose.
MacArthur Park was overrun by drug addicts and homeless people. It was disgusting. I saw images of it. And we sent the guard through there and it cleaned it all up. They just walked the grounds. That's all. It is a show of force. She's right. But there needs to be a show of force when there's that kind of rampant, crazy crime.
So the executive directive that I will be signing in a few minutes is to help the city family, to help the city workforce.
It is a crime to furnish money to criminal aliens to facilitate their evasion of federal law enforcement officers. You have illegal aliens, for example, who've been ordered removed by an immigration judge, who've received, frankly, an obscene amount of process over a period of years, more than any American citizen ever gets, that are defying that removal order, that are hiding out from ICE, and then you have the mayor of Los Angeles paying them to evade law enforcement. That's a crime. And again, another example of how the city government of Los Angeles is waging a campaign of insurrection against the federal government.
To help the city departments and all of the general managers essentially develop preparedness plans that have specific protocols and that help city workers know how to address immigration officials should they approach a city department. How we abide by the law, but we understand what our rights are as city employees, how we can provide protection for immigrants who might be attending a city event or at a city property. So
she's trying to keep them from being deported. So this is a way that she's putting a call out to all the city workers to how they can be a jam car to help protect and hide illegal aliens.
So once again, I just want to repeat the irony that I am going to sign an executive directive to help the city family understand how to protect the workforce and Angelenos from our federal government.
Oh, she's just trying to help families against the government. What about the families that are victims of illegal crime?
Let's be very clear. What would Los Angeles look like without illegal aliens? Here's what it would look like. You would be able to see a doctor in the emergency room right away, no wait time, no problem. Your kids would go to a public school that had more money than they know what to do with. Classrooms would be half the size. Students who had special needs would get all the attention that they needed. There would be no violent transnational gangs. There would be no cartels. Yep. There would be no Mexican mafia. There would be no Serenos. There would be no MS-13. There would be no TDA. You would be living in a city that would be safe, that would be clean. There would be no fentanyl. There would be no drug dens. That could be the future Los Angeles could have, but the leaders in Los Angeles have formed an alliance with the cartels and the criminal aliens.
What about the families that lost their jobs? Here's a great meme. I'm just showing this real quick because I thought it was funny. It's a Simpsons meme with Karen Bass with cop cars on fire behind her going, "I'm helping," picking her nose. Here's more on what's going wrong with, this is at a Culver City Council. So Culver City is right south of Hollywood there. I used to work there. California just approved $50K grant to nonprofits to deliver food to illegal aliens hiding from ICE raids who are too scared to leave their house.
Providing daily sustenance for people who do not have income coming in.
Yeah, if you're a criminal, they are aiding and abetting you to keep you hiding because you'd have to step outside to get some food.
We'll go further. As commented here, legal aid is expensive, and whatever dollar amount you put there is going to get chewed up pretty quickly, and it will only help very few people. Whereas I've seen the lines of cars I don't know if any of you have been there, but I've seen them. And I know that they also serve folks who are at home and are sheltered on top of that. So I think that will go a lot further and help more people.
We need to get some more money out there. Your tax dollars hard at work, California. Where's my Angelinos in the chat? And don't forget to subscribe if you want more updates on this. Here's a report of Gavin Newsom, what people in California were promised. This is that super train that I remember when that thing passed. I was in LA voting against this back in, I think it was 2008. And here's what we got. Just a crummy train with a dump. There's a guy down here, $3 billion. And very little, if any, track laid. And then here's the CPB commissioner. Here's some breaking news. 10 juveniles were found at this marijuana facility, all illegal aliens, 8 of them unaccompanied youth. It's now under investigation for child labor violations. This is Newsom's California and child trafficking down below. I thought that the Democrats were for protecting the children and they weren't for slave labor. You know, they're the ones that were always trying to bring up unions and shut down child slave labor camps in the early 1900s when they were all working all around the clock. There's another great meme over by the Babylon Bee. Gavin Newsom declares California a sanctuary state for child slavery. That's him. Here's more on Gavin Newsom weighing into religion. Okay, this is on religious rights. Diocese of San Bernardino. This is Bishop Rojas of San Bernardino has dispensed his diocese from the obligation to attend Sunday Mass due to ongoing ICE raids. So he's saying you don't have to go to church. Decree dispensing from the obligation to attend Sunday Mass by the grace of God. My Catholics out in the audience, my Catholic people, is this what you voted for? Is this how the Catholic Church works? By the grace of God, don't you dare invoke his name. And the Apostolic See, Alberto Rojas, Bishop of San Bernardino, to all the faithful and of the Diocese of San Bernardino. In light of the pastoral needs of our diocese and the concerns expressed by many of our brothers and sisters regarding fears of attending Mass due to potential immigration enforcement actions by civil authorities, I, as your shepherd, issue this decree in accordance with my authority under the Code of Canon Law, particularly Canon 87, Chapter 1 there, which states a diocese bishop, whenever he judges that it contributes to their spiritual good, it's a spiritual good for you to not get caught if you're an illegal, is able to dispense the faithful from universal and particular disciplinary laws issued for his territory for his subjects by the supreme authority of the church. He's calling down the big stuff with the supreme authority. And I just want to take you back for a minute when Gavin Newsom banned singing in church. This is back during COVID in 2020. Social Church sues over Governor Newsom's singing ban. The church contends that failure to gather in person for religious worship services is disobedience to the Lord with the church and will be held divinely accountable. So you have to go to church, but Gavin Newsom banned you. So he is not a pro freedom of religion guy at all. And all this freedom stuff, all these laws, they only go, if you're a church and you're helping hide illegals, then California is for church free speech. And if you're a church and you want people to sing during COVID, they're against your free speech. That's a two-tiered justice system. They're not for the church rights when it cuts against Democrat policy in California. This is an abomination. This is disgusting to do any of this in the name of God, of course. And this is part of why California spiritually is lost. There are great conservative Christians there, by the way. I have met them and worshiped with them. But we need to pray for California, and I pray that they get better leadership than Gavin Newsom and Lori Bass. I'm Doug in Exile. Shout out to the Quad Club. Thank you.